Calories in and calories out. If you have heard this term, or if you have heard that, calorie deficit is the only thing that matters when it comes to losing weight, that is absolutely stupid and that's wrong. Now, I'm not denying the fact that, calories in and calories out has an impact, but that's just one part of it. Imagine this. If you're running a business or if you want to create a business, is it about just having a lower cost price and higher selling price to make profit? Is that so simple? That's just the accounting part of thing. Same thing is here. Calories in and calories out is just the accounting of what food you're taking and how many calories you're burning. All right, now let's dive deeper into this. When you say calories in and calories out, what we mean is we are saying the amount or the quantity of food that we take is what matters. But what really influences the amount of calories that we take in? So there are three major factors that influences this. Number one, why are you eating? Number two, how are you eating? And number three, what are you eating? And we're going to dive deeper into each of this. But if you really understood the things that I talked about, then what are you eating? The actual food is just one part of the puzzle. Now, let's talk about why are you eating. Most people don't talk about it or don't even think about it in detail, but this is a make or a break factor. So there are three ways I would divide this why are you eating into. Are you eating because you need to eat? Are you eating because you should eat? Or are you because you want to eat? Now, here is the thing. Need, should, and want. Need to eat is pure play physical hunger. If you are physically hungry, your body needs food, then you eat. Now, that's only one part of it. What about the second part, which is very, very dangerous, which is should eat? Why or what parameters that tells you that you should eat? Is it like, okay, it's 10:30, so it's time for breakfast, I'm going to eat. Or it's 12:30, so it's time for lunch, so I'm going to eat. Or everybody else is eating, so I will eat. Now, these are rules which are driven by external factors. Now, say for example, you had a heavy dinner and you're not hungry for breakfast. And if you still eat, is that really helpful? Or you had a heavy breakfast and you're not hungry by the lunchtime and you still end up eating or having your lunch. Is that really useful or helpful to you in managing your calories or reducing weight? You understand? The answer is no. If you're eating because of peer pressure, social pressure, because everybody else is eating, so I should eat, again, you're putting in calories or food in your stomach, which your body and your, requirements are not asking for. And then all that it is going to do is add additional calories. Now, let's come to the third part, which is need, should, and want. Now, if you eat a piece of chocolate because you saw it lying down on the table, or if you eat because you just want to eat, you're passing by a, samosa shop and you smell the, fresh cooked samosas and you want to eat samosas. Now, these are again reasons which are external. These are temptations. You're not physically hungry, but you're eating. If you don't manage that, you will always struggle with, the reasons of eating are not legitimate. Or when I say not legitimate, they're not in line with what you want to achieve. It's absolutely okay to eat samosa. Or if you're eating to manage stress or cope with stress. If you end up having few pegs of alcohol because you had a stressful day or a stressful week along with the things that you eat. Now, you're not physically hungry, but you're putting in more food in your body because of stress, because of emotions. Now, this is why are you eating? need, should, or a want. If you really do not understand this, if you cannot manage this, the triggers and reasons for eating is going to make you eat more. And here is the thing, you can try numerous meal plans, ketos, paleos of the world, and you will still either end up not doing it or you will end up quitting it soon because you know you are not able to manage the triggers, which is why are you eating. So that's the first part. If you really understand and manage this, then comes the second part, which is very, very important and fairly easy compared to why you are eating, and that is how are you eating. Now, most people I have worked with and I know who has trouble losing weight or keeping it off are eating either too fast or eating too distracted. What do I mean? Let me ask you this. What are you doing while you're eating? Are you on a mobile phone, TV, or on your computer or a laptop working while you're eating? Or you are in a hurry that you have just 5 minutes to finish up food so that you can get back to work or do something else that is important for you. Now, in both this case, you are creating triggers or you are creating an environment to eat more. Now, let me explain or give you an example. Number one, if you have a small kid in the house and if a kid is a picky eater and he or she is not willing to eat, what do? You give them a mobile phone, switch on a TV, and now you've created an environment for them and you can stuff whatever you want, how much ever you want in their stomach and they will be okay eating. Now, when you are watching TV, mobile, or a laptop, you are creating the same environment. You have no idea what you are eating and how much you are eating till you feel stuffed or till your plate gets empty. You continue to eat, and then after that, you may realize you ate more than what you want. But now it's too late. You can't go and puke 20% of the food that you ate, nor when it becomes a regular habit, you really now have no idea that you're eating more. So when you're eating with distractions, you end up eating more and you don't even know that you end up eating more. So that's number one. Second, when you're eating distracted, you get less satisfaction from the same food because you're not paying attention to the taste, texture, and the feeling of how this food feels. Number two, how fast are you eating? Now, here is the thing, our body has three ways of triggering satisfaction from food. One is pure play mechanical, which means when the amount of food goes inside our stomach enlarges, and when the stomach expands and enlarges, there are stretch receptors which send signal to your brain and say, oh, I've had enough food. Now, that's the physical one. Now, the other one is a chemical one, which means all the food that we eat get mixed up in our stomach and it creates a cocktail. Now, that cocktail has a caloric value. If you're eating high protein and high fatty food, then this chemicals in your body is able to detect that this is a high calorie food and I need less of this. Now, when you are able to detect that, that's where you know that, okay, this is less quantity of the food physically, but it has higher caloric value. So I am satisfied and I need to stop. But if you're distracted or if you're eating too fast, you're not letting those chemical reactions to happen, those signals to reach your brain. And even if it reaches your brain, you're distracted or too fast to react to it. So you're done even before you know that you're satisfied. And third one is taste. So when you are in hurry, when you are distracted, you actually do not get the best taste out of the food that you eat. And that's why you might say, पेट भर गया पर मन नहीं भरा. And that's where the problem starts and you end up eating more. But if you actually really slow down and pay attention to what you're eating, you actually end up eating less, get more satisfaction from less amount of food, and you don't have to restrict yourself, count calories, or do anything as such. So that's Second number, how are you eating? That impacts the overall caloric intake that you have. And now comes the third one, what are you eating? Now, most people who have problems with weight end up eating too many carbs. It's not even too much of fat for most people, it's end up having too many carbs. And what you're eating is really important to trigger the satisfaction signals. And carbs give you the least amount of satisfaction compared to protein or fat. Another thing is, as we talked about, there is also what we call it as volume, the volume receptors or the stretch receptors, which will check the weight and the volume of the food that comes in. That would trigger satisfaction. And also the chemical composition of the food will trigger satisfaction. So let me give you a simple example. If you're looking to have 1800 calories, okay, one way of having it is have 200 grams of ghee and you got 1800 calories. Will you actually get satisfaction from that? It's 1800 calories. Number two, you could have 700 grams of paneer and you could get 1800 calories. What do you think the physical and the taste satisfaction difference will be between ghee and paneer? 200 grams, 700 grams, same amount of calories. Third, you could actually have 1.4 kilograms of cooked rice and get 1800 calories. Okay, that's pure play carbs, but the volume is 1.4 kilograms. So 200 grams, 700 grams, 1.4 kilograms. Again, only 1800 calories. So if you think it is about calories, all three of them are same. If that's not enough, let me tell you this. What if you have 1800 calories from broccoli? That is going to be 5.3 kilograms of broccoli. Now, if you actually have 5.3 kilograms of broccoli, can you even have it in a day? Is it feasible, or is it mechanically possible for us to really eat that much? Here is the difference. All of these 200 grams of ghee to 5 kilograms of broccoli has 1800 calories. The answer is not in the calories. The answer is in the composition. Now, if you actually make a plate which is balanced, which has vegetables, proteins, carbs, and fat, along with water in it, that gives you an optimal combination of nutrients, also gives you optimal combination of volume based satisfaction, taste based satisfaction, and the chemical composition based satisfaction. And that is what is going to make you feel good, and that is how the calories are controlled. So don't just think or make it simply accounting job of counting calories. Yes, that's just the accounting part, that's what it would reflect, but that's not where it starts, it ends there. So if you really can understand why you are eating, how you are eating, and what you are eating, and manage that, that is where you can actually control your caloric intake better. So hope you found this useful. I just wanted to make sure that the stupidity that people spread around, or it's just calorie count, is not right. Yes, it is. So that's just the maths part of it, but we are not a mathematical sum. We are human beings which are complex creatures with emotions, with feelings, environmental factors, all of these. Just like running a successful business, you need to take care of all of these. At the same time, if you want to have a successful weight loss journey and maintain the weight, you need to take care of all three factors, understand and manage why you're eating, how you're eating, and what you're eating. So hope this was useful, and if you liked it, click on the like. If you want to share it with somebody who really needs this, share it with them. And if you want an alert when the next video comes out, click on that subscribe button and the bell icon, so whenever I release the next video, you're gonna get that.